Okay, Ask a Realtor Show 17. Hi, I'm Christina.
I'm
This is
Courtney.
And our guest today,
I'm Eamon from AD Home Inspections.
Aggie the broker. We're excited to talk about home inspections today because buyers usually have a lot of questions about it. So Eamon is our local expert, and he's been kind enough to come today to answer our questions as we grill him for your benefit. And who is the first question?
okay. So, Eamon, why is it important that people get a home inspection?
Well, a home's a complex system. Homes aren't just a simple building. There's not just one part. There's not moving parts, but there's all kinds of parts. You have a roof structure system, you have exterior envelope system, you have foundation, you have plumbing, you have heating, you have electrical, you have air conditioning. You have all the things that hold this all together and meld it all together.
Did you practice that?
No, I just
My
like talking.
gosh,
I have customers ask me this stuff all the time.
that was awesome. You get a raise.
But unless you're an expert in all those things, and most people aren't, it's good to get someone involved that has had a background in all those things to give you better insight on what your purchase is. Because it's a big purchase, you want to know more about it and get an informed view.
Absolutely. Okay, next question. How does someone choose a home inspector?
Well, that's a tricky one. A lot of times people call me up and they say, hey, I just want to get a price on a home inspection. Well, price isn't going to tell you everything. There's people that undercut prices, overcut prices. Here's how I look at it. I found that there's a certain price I can do it for where I can make money and give you the best option. Don't go by price. Talk to the person, find out how many years they've been doing it, find out what their certifications are, find out what their education is. Do they do more than one type of inspection? What's their training? What's their continuing education? Get to know the person you're doing that's going to do your inspection. Yeah, I understand it's a big expense. Price matters, and $25 to $50 is a big deal anytime you're doing something. But get to know the person and be confident with the person who's going to do this for you, because you're literally putting your $100,000 investment in their hands. So
Absolutely.
ask a lot of questions.
Love it.
Kind of like when you're looking for a realtor,
There you go.
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Should buyers be present for their inspection?
Well, that's one of those things that I love. I really like it when a buyer is present for an inspection. So if you can, by all means, be there. Now that said, I'm going to tell you why in a second, but that said, any inspection I do for any customer, I'm doing as if I'm buying that house. I am going to go over it with a fine-tooth comb, and anything that would matter to me, you're going to know about. The reason I like a buyer to be there, a report is a piece of paper, and it's all verbiage. There's no emotion, there's no explanation. One example I always tell everyone is, when I do electrical is a risky thing because I always tell people electricity is what burns down houses and kills people. So in my report, it will always say, this is what the issue is, this is why it's important, and it's always going to say, electrical issues are concerned until repaired, have fixed by a contractor. It could just mean there's an outlet cover missing. And I explain that to you when we're there. But because of the risk with electricity, we say it that way. Another one is like reverse polarity. Oh, that sounds like a big deal. Well, really, for anyone who knows how to do it, it's not a big deal. You're going to take the wires, and you're going to flip them around, and you're going to put the outlet back in the wall. When you're there, I can easily explain that. When you're not there, you're going to just see, oh, we got reverse polarities. Oh, my God, we got to get this fixed. So I think it's a great thing. That gives you the opportunity to ask questions, too, because I don't know what your skill levels are and what your questions might be beforehand. And I don't know. I just found it's best that way.
And realtors, we like to encourage buyers to attend home inspections because you learn so much about the house that you're about to buy and about to live in
Right.
that you probably didn't know before.
Good.
Awesome.
Questions come up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Next, how soon should someone schedule their inspection?
30 seconds after you sign your agreement. And I say that in all seriousness. Home inspectors, realtors have their customers. Home inspectors are dealing with all the customers. We have multiple realtors from multiple areas calling us up to set these up. The home inspection is going to take time to schedule. I have to be able to reach out to the sellers. I have to see if the home's occupied. When's the person there going to let us get in? If you have water testing going on, water tests, you're at the mercy of the laboratory. So you have to get in, get it, take it to the lab. They might take 3 to 5 days to get it back. The short version is the sooner you can get with the home inspector and start the scheduling process, the sooner you can get it on the books. And you may have a certain date that you want to do it too. The sooner I know what that date is, the sooner I can work with it, make sure nobody else books that out for you. So the soonest you can start that process, do it. And as I told the realtors, I was just telling them earlier, you know, it says 10 to 12 days. Well, if there's 2 weekends in a 12-day period. That's 4 days that laboratories aren't open. So my time to get at the laboratory just went from 10 days to 6 days. So that's why it's really important to get it scheduled as soon as
Talking
you
about
can.
inspection contingency period, right?
Yes,
You're-
yes, thank you.
And to clarify, you don't mean when they sign the contract, you mean when they get the contract back signed from the seller.
Okay, sure.
When everybody.
See, I don't know that part of it. I
Yeah,
just know that they
so
they
as soon
call
as
it
you're
out, yeah.
considered under contract would be the best time to contact this guy.
Funny story, I did get a request for an inspection one time, and they hadn't told me they were accepting the offer yet. So that was the good
Whoa.
That's funny.
That is funny.
So how long does an inspection usually take?
Well, that's depending on the size of the property. The way I do it is I do it by square footage. I found that a 2,500 square foot house, I can usually do the full inspection in 2.5 to 3 hours. Now that said, the more items, and I call them items, that you begin to find as you go through the inspection, the longer the inspection will take. The other thing is, as that square footage grows, the time it takes to complete the inspection also grows. So anything over 2,500 square foot, we modify the price on, and then I also plan on being there from 3.5 to 4 hours based on that. Other things that change the time of the inspection is if you're having a septic inspection done with it, if you're doing radon testing with it, all these things can change the time. Full septic inspection, you can add an additional 2 hours to the inspection time to do it right, yeah. So figure 2.5 to 5 hours, so.
Good.
That's
Good.
normal.
How much does it cost, and when does a buyer pay?
My inspection costs are on my website, adhomeinspections.com.
What was that
And-
website again?
www.adhomeinspections.com.
All right.
And I put my prices out there for everyone to see. A lot of times
Okay.
people want you to call in so that they got it. I think some people feel once they have you on the phone, they get you roped. But I just assume you know what you're getting when you come, and I'm not going to modify it on you. I charge $325 for basic home inspection up to 2,500 square feet. But with that inspection, you're going to get a recall check on every appliance in the home. You're also going to get a 90-day warranty on anything we find to be in satisfactory condition during the inspection. So that's my price. Then again, as the square footage goes up, for every 500 square feet, it's $50 additional dollars. The other items on my webpage are priced based on having the home inspection done with it. Example, septic inspection is $200, wood destroying organisms $75, and so on. So that's the basic
Awesome.
pricing, yeah.
And when do they pay? When does the buyer
Payments
pay?
due, the way I work payments due before I send you the report. You don't have to pay me the day you made it. What I will do is I will send you a pre-inspection agreement, which basically explains what we're going to do. It actually explains what we're not going to do, and it says how we go about getting that done for you. Once I get that agreement back, you'll also get invoice through the emails through PayPal, so you can pay online if you would like. Credit card at the site, cash at the site. But the short version is I'll send you the report after I get paid. So it's not really
Awesome.
due until that day. Yeah.
I just thought of something else that's funny. Because these videos are going to be on YouTube for maybe forever, this is 2018.
Thank
if you're
you.
watching this video, in
June of 2018, as a matter of
22,
fact.
these prices may be
Prices are subject to change in the
God,
next
that's
5 to
so
10
funny.
years. Yes.
Isn't that funny?
I didn't even think about that.
Okay.
That's great.
Although if somebody calls me 5 years from now and says, "Hey, I heard you do a home inspection for $325 based on this video," I just might do it.
All right.
I
you
just
heard it
5 years.
here. You heard it here.
But yeah, I would just think that was cool enough
That's
that I would do it.
Yeah.
Include or cover, yeah.
what does an inspection include? I don't understand.
I think you
Like-
kind of covered it.
Yeah,
I
like
was
you were
gonna say
saying,
you
like the
did
plumbing,
kinda
electrical, all that stuff. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
ground
So-
to roof.
Sure. And that's the basic home inspection.
Yeah.
There's additional items that we do in home inspections. I do thermal imaging inspections. In those inspections, what we do is we look for air leakage, we look for missing insulation in the home. We check out the temperature of the electrical panels. You can look at a perfectly good electrical panel, it looks great, until you put a thermal camera on it and find out the breakers are 160 degrees because they're wrong breakers for the system. And that inspection takes some time, so we have that as another offer.
Like if you had a thermal camera on my fingers, right?
You can see they're pretty cold.
No, they're
No, they're warm. Okay. If they're cold, that's a problem. We're gonna
yes. Yeah, big problem.
yes.
So I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's funny. Okay, what does the report include, and does it cost extra?
No. Every inspection includes a report. I use a software that follows it through. It breaks the home down into, as I said originally, systems. It'll be roofing, exterior, structural, plumbing, heating, electrical, insulation. And the way the report's laid out is by those sections, and anything that's seen as an item, I include pictures of what the item is, and we call them out in the report. The reports are done online, from my company anyway. The way I do it is the reports are done online. We do this to keep the costs down. Your TV cameras, your computer screens, the picture's way better than anything I can print for you. Now some people, I've run into situations where people absolutely need this printed out. And in my case, for my business, there's a nominal charge to have it sent to
Another part to this question is, will the buyer receive the report?
usually that day. I used to like to start in the mornings at 9 a.m. and 3 to 4 o'clock, barring any sort of issues, I have reported to the customers and to the realtors.
I've never gotten a report the day after. It's always been the same day.
Yeah, I really do fight to do
It
that.
probably would depend too. I mean, what if you did it like at the last appointment in your day?
The only way I would do that is if I okay it with the customer.
Mm-hmm.
I really pride myself in making sure people get their report that day. And with that said, I really try and only, like if I'm doing a full inspection, which is home, septic, termite, radon, water, I try not to schedule more than one inspection a day, just because there's that much stuff in there. I want to get it out. Now, if I'm doing 2 homes that are just homes, yeah, I can do that and I can still get everybody's report out. But I just feel that you need to have it that day. You don't need to wait till tomorrow for it.
It's
Awesome.
awesome.
Must appreciate it that day, that's for sure. for everybody.
Yeah,
For
Just to
realtors.
clarify, you don't mean one inspection a day. You mean one house a day. You don't mean
Yes, correct.
Okay. Right.
Yes, one
That
house
could
a
have
day.
been
Yes.
interpreted 2 ways.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
So is there a benefit for a seller to get an inspection before they list, or?
I think sellers getting an inspection is the best thing in the world.
Great.
Mainly because, here's the deal, you're going to sell your house. You think this is how much the house is worth. You and your realtor have discussed it. Everybody has an idea on what the house is worth. Then an inspector comes through and finds some issue that nobody knew about. Okay, this issue could cost a lot of money to fix. Well, now you're in an issue where what's going to happen? Are
Time
we going to
crunch.
fix it? Are we going to not fix it? Is somebody paying for it? If you do a pre-listing inspection, and what I call it is a pre-listing inspection, I go through and I do an incredibly thorough inspection on the house. In fact, there's times I nitpick it harder than I probably would, because for all I know, the person coming in to inspect after me for a buyer won't be me or somebody that I know. You know, so I nitpick it as I've seen other inspectors do, and I give that information to the seller. Now, they can either do something with it or not do something with it. What I do in mine is, if they fix things or if they modify things or correct them, I will go back at no additional charge and take after photographs of anything that's been corrected.
Wow.
Okay. We put that in the report, and then they can use the report as a marketing tool. Had a home inspector come through, we had 3 double taps and breaker missing. We replaced the breakers, fixed the electrical issue, and I do before and afters on those. I'd also recommend to people, when they're doing a pre-listing, especially in like certain areas, like Bear Creek Lakes is one, that you have a radon test done. There's certain areas that are higher in radon than others. I live in Jim Thorpe. We have radon in Jim Thorpe. If you don't have it tested and it comes up afterwards, now you have the added expense of someone having to add a radon system or the surprise from that. And the other thing I'd like to do too is do a termite inspection right away. Because if there's wood destroying, and they call it termite, but it's wood destroying organisms. It's carpenter ants, powder post beetles, and termites. Do that right away too, because that's an easy fix. You have an exterminator come in and they deal with it, even if there's small structural damage. Most times it's small structural damage if repaired at minimal cost. So,
Awesome.
yep.
It's fantastic.
Oh my gosh, a ton of information.
We're definitely gonna put his hyperlink in the details of the videos.
Yes, we are. And on our website.
Easy, easy to, yeah, easy to find.
So,
Easy inspect.
yeah, you're the person to invite here today.
Well,
You get really good
Answers.
detail. Yes.
Detail.
And one other thing I will throw in, sellers, if you get that home inspection done, it gives your listing agents, especially if they're castle agents, a good stronghold to negotiate for you and on your behalf and save you a lot of time and trouble. So we're all about sellers getting inspections. So I think that wraps up the show today. We're just going to remind you that Castlegate offers reduced commissions for first responders. Thank you. See, I'm on medication.
No.
and pastors and veterans and military. And I'm going to put you on the spot.
I was
Amy.
military.
Would you be? That's right. You're a vet too.
Yeah.
Thanks for serving. Would you be willing to offer a coupon of some sort to our?
Well, I was thinking about this. Yes, for anyone watching this this webcast, if you comment on the webcast and then let us know that you saw it, we go in there and check, and we can offer you a $25 reduction in the rate of your home inspection should you have us do it for you.
Nice.
All right.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Coupons,
Beautiful.
And we'll do that for 90 days.
which
Very nice.
takes us to
September.
September
Yes.
21st, first day of fall.
Now go to the end of September. We'll do September 30th.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So that's 2018. That's
2018. But then again, remember, 5 years from now.
Give it a try. It might work. Thanks, everybody.
Have a
See you
good night.
next
Thanks
week
for having us.
live at 5.